And for more, we welcome Dr. Eric Mandel, founder and director of the Middle East Political Information Network, and he joins us from Florida. So all eyes on Sharm el-Sheikh right now. The big American guns are out, so to speak. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And Egypt's foreign minister, Badr Abdelati, saying the main guarantor for success of talks is, of course, President Donald Trump himself. It certainly feels like one positive step closer to sealing the deal. Your thoughts?
Well, we know the talks are serious. We have the Egyptian and Turkish intelligence chiefs that are there. We have the Qatari prime minister and foreign minister. We have Hamas, Khalil al-Hayya, Mohammed Darwish. Now you have Witkoff and Kushner coming. So you have all of the big guns. And you already see if this becomes successful, everybody's trying to take credit and make themselves indispensable, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey. I think at this point, we should expect that Hamas is going to dig in its heels and increase its demands. And the danger here, to my mind, is that it's going to be reframed, the narrative, that to put Israel more on the defensive, that it's not willing to make some concessions that are beyond the 20 points and be the obstacle to peace. Erdogan has already said today that it's, quote, unjust to place the entire burden of peace on Hamas and the Palestinians. So I think we have to expect that President Trump, who wants a victory here, he wants to get this passed, he wants to be nominated for the Nobel Prize this October, to get that Bibi is going to receive a lot of pressure. I think what I would wish for my country and what I will tell members of Congress is that the president must remember who is on the other side of this table. These are radical Islamists, and their enablers are the Muslim Brotherhood, Qatar and Turkey. Egypt is one that is not, but they do want some things from the United States if they are effective mediators here. The spoiler that we should look in the background is Iran. Can Iran do something? Probably not, but they're the supporter of Hamas that is looking to throw ointment here, fly into the ointment of what's going on.
Certainly many players, much pressure on all sides at the moment. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was expected to attend a ministerial meeting in Paris on Thursday with European, Arab and other states to discuss a transition of power in Gaza. It's not clear now if he is going to attend, but either way, from your perspective, what do you make of this plan for the day after, realistically? Your thoughts?
Rubio, who really should be the one in Cairo, he's really taking the job. He's been kind of, even though he's Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, he's being put into the place of implementing this day after plan. And there are so many unanswered questions. Who is going to disarm Hamas? By the way, if we can let's just take a step back. Israel accepted the 20-point plan from President Trump. Hamas accepted with a yes, but only the first of the 20 points. So the questions are, Hamas is still the dominant force in Gaza, and it will be for the foreseeable future. So the question is, who's the one who's going to determine what are offensive and defensive weapons, what a multinational force is going to be able to do? He's going to have to say who is going to dismantle the tunnel network, and who's going to ensure that the new civilian infrastructure is not hijacked by Hamas. And who's the one who's going to de-radicalize Hamas? Is it going to be Qatar? Qatar was their patron. They are the Muslim Brotherhood. So Marco Rubio is being given really the much harder job of the day after plan. And that's really, I think there's a lot of people who think, let's just get through, number one, get the hostages back, let Israel move back to an agreeable ceasefire line. But people are skeptical. Hamas, will they really give up all of their leverage, even under pressure from Qatar and Egypt and Turkey? And you remember, we also have the difference between who are the people who are speaking. The people who are there in Cairo for Hamas now are the ones who've lived in five-star hotels in Doha. Is Haddad, who is the effective leader in Gaza, is he willing to give up? And then what about the offshoots of Hamas and the other groups, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad? There are so many potential things that are going to be problems. And I think this is an important thing for President Trump to remain strongly committed to Israel and not give daylight. And remember, a strong Israel at the end here is the way he'll get more of the Abraham Accords. And it's also most important for American national security.
Dr. Mandel, as we are talking, we are hearing reports out of Axios that Qatar believes a deal could be secured by Friday. And over and above that, Turkey is saying there could be a deal as early as tonight. Now, one doesn't want to scupper the situation or jinx anything. And obviously, these are a range of reports. Having said that, what do you make of those nations? You outlined their concerns and their stances earlier on in our discussion. What do you make of their prediction that a deal really is imminent?
So that means they would have had to agree to the terrorists that are going to, with blood on their hands, that are going to be released. That's hard because some of it is not just the terrorists like Marwan Barghouti, which Hamas would like to claim having this Fatah person be a victory that they were the ones who got him released. They also want the bodies of the Sinwars. And then we have to believe that in this short period of time, what they have wanted is very specifics of Israel's withdrawal and some other demands that may be closer to some of the corridors. I am cautiously optimistic this can happen, but it really depends upon Hamas. And then once it happens, there should be a ceasefire. If that happens, then we enter this new Jewish New Year with great hope. But there are many, many problems down the road. So let's hope, but let's, plan, hope for the best here, but let's plan for every contingency and expect the worst and deal with it and hopefully explain it well to President Trump.
Certainly much hope, and the waiting continues. Appreciate your insights, Dr. Eric Mandel, live from Florida. Thank you so much.